So today, I want to explain to you some new technology that we're using in the Macomb County Public Works Department. We have this fantastic drone, and I'm very big, as you might know, on using technology. Sometimes I might be a little bit tech challenged, but I like to think that I understand uh, all of the various kinds of things that technology actually can bring to us. And in this case, we want to use this drone, we plan to use this drone in our drain maintenance and other things as well, but particularly in our drain maintenance. And of course, we have an extremely aggressive drain maintenance program. After decades of not getting drains cleaned out, we have about almost 500 drains in Macomb County, and we have been cleaning out as many as we can, as fast as we can, all over the county and every municipality in the county. But oftentimes the drains are really all overgrown. I mean, today we're going to utilize a drain sort of in our background here that's not all overgrown, just for the purposes of making this video. But if you follow some of our videos, you know oftentimes we have to walk into an area where the drain is completely overgrown, huge trees everywhere and brush and everything else. And so sometimes it takes quite a bit of time for our inspectors to walk the drain, understand what the scope of the project would be, what we need to do to get in there and clean it out, etc. And in this case, we're now going to be able, rather than spending a couple of days' time doing that kind of thing, we're now going to be able to use this drone to really, as I say, scope out the project, the type of project that we'll be looking at, what we need to do, how deep it needs to be. It has the ability to actually be able to go through, see through vegetated areas. So it's really a very cool thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Jeff Bednar, who is our environmental specialist, our environmental engineer, who was the one that brought this drone to our attention and talked about how we could utilize it. And one of the things he mentioned, which I was particularly excited about, as you know, we spend a lot of time and resources trying to make sure that we don't have contaminants in any of our drains that ultimately then goes out into the rivers or the Clinton River or the Middle Branch or wherever, and then ultimately out into Lake St. Clair. And so whether that's a diesel spill or a gasoline spill or a faulty septic tank where the leachate is getting in, any of these kind of contaminants, we're hoping that this drone is able to understand the differential in the temperature of a clear cold drain running and then something being introduced into it that should not be there. And that can help us as well with spill response and making sure we're doing what we need to do as fast as we possibly can to contain any kind of a spill or contaminant that's in any of our drains. So we think this is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great thing for our office and our department, and that means the public, our residents here in Macomb County. I'm going to ask Jeff, what are we looking at?
All right, Candice, so what we're looking at here is our drone, which is called a Matrice 350 RTK. The RTK stands for real-time kinetic corrections, which what this drone has on it is a survey-grade GPS unit that receives real-time corrections, so it gives us accuracy down to just a couple of inches, either horizontally or vertically. Underneath, a drone carries what's called a payload. In our cases, it's two different cameras. We have one here. This is a LiDAR camera. This is what is used for survey. So this camera will send out a pulse of energy and send out discrete sample points, like 1.5 million per second that it sends out. This is how it's able to burn through the vegetation and see what the real ground looks like when we're using this as a survey instrument. This is a thermal imaging camera as well as an optical camera. So this is what we can use, as you were saying, for IDEP, or for our illicit discharge elimination program. We'll fly our drains looking for sources where there's a higher heat signature, which would indicate some sort of sewage failure, accidental cross connection, bypass, septic failure, things like that. We're just entering the season where we're going to be able to start using that as we get cooler days and the warmer temperatures will be able to reflect off of this. This is what we use for drain inspection, as well as for maintenance planning, as well as just problem solving.
Right.
When we see a drain and a resident's having an issue, we can go out with this, survey the area, get a 3D model, a very accurate 3D model of what the drain looks like. It'll help us quickly identify where there's a problem that we could possibly correct. This one is used on the IDEP side to identify where that spill is coming from, the extent of that, so that we can send first responders and our public works team out to the right locations to secure the spill and to get it cleaned up. As well as then, like I say, for those accidental cross connects, we'll be able to fly drains and identify where there might be points of interest. Within the software that's on here, this is what the pilot uses when he's flying the drone. He can just point out set of waypoints at locations that might be of interest, where we can then direct our field inspectors to go take a look.
It's fantastic. It's really fantastic. Now, we also have to comply with all the FAA regulations, right? I
Sure.
mean, anytime we have a drone, obviously all of us are familiar with Selfridge Air National Guard Base, so we have to be very cognizant of all of that in the airspace and make sure that we're compliant and that our pilot does have certification through the FAA as well.
Yep, and there's one other thing on the table here, which is a parachute for the drone itself. So if we're flying over, say, a highway, we have to have the parachute on board in case there is a flight emergency, so that it doesn't fall and affect traffic.
Right, perfect. So now we're going to show you what this drone looks like when it's flying. So we're excited about this new technology that we're implementing and going to be utilizing at our department here in our office. And we just think it has incredible potential. And that's going to positively accrue to our environment and certainly our goal of clean water. So thanks for joining us and thanks for your interest.
Follow us on social media. For more information, explore our website, reach out via email, or connect through our toll-free hotline, 1-877-679-4337.